have the upper bracket finals of Pro Cup Season 9 starting out with Kaipi versus Flipside. As both teams, they have fought their way through the upper brackets, and now it's about who gets that top spot and who has to take some additional fights in the lower bracket to getting the secondary spot. But either way, you know, Kaipi Flipside, let's see what they can do. As Kaipi, they do ban out the Oracle to start things off with. It makes sense. Flipside, they pretty much first picked it whenever they could possibly do so. So, you know, ban it out. If it's a popular pick for them, ban it out. As Vanskor, he likes playing that Oracle quite a lot. And Dry does get banned out alongside that. Timbersaw will be removed by Flipside. A classic Timbersaw ban. I don't really think there's anything more that we need to talk about when it comes to Timbersaw. He's just a heavy damage dealer that people don't really like playing up against, as that hero on its own can do quite a lot in the team fights, and suddenly you just have 3 people dropping down without you know it. Bad Rudder gets banned out alongside that, so they don't want to target any of the support heroes, I imagine, because they want to snatch up some of them themselves. The Elder Titan will be first picked by Kaipi, and I imagine Flipside will respond with at least a Shadow Demon, and potentially like just straight up pick Shadow Demon Conker, pretty nice duo. But they do start with the Axe, so it will be the Sludge-Low Axe classic stuff, as he has played the Axe pretty much every single game, like if it hasn't been banned out or picked by the other team. So, you know, one more time, right? And Dazzle will be picked with him. Very, very good synergistic duo, as obviously you get the grave value. You don't have to worry about the other team picking Axe. You can run it in a lot of different ways as well. You can have the dual lane with the Axe Dazzle, pretty strong as well. At least strong enough to put some pressure on the safe lane. You can have the Axe Jungle, the Dazzle in a classic like dual / trident scenario. It really just depends what lanes Kaipi comes up with, and Flipside, they do have the tools already to try and play around with the lanes depending on what situation they find best.
Mirana.
Alright guys, Kaipi, they do pick this Mirana as the secondary hero. Let's see. Will most likely be Sing Sings here in the mid lane. Bursty hero fits decently with the with the Yellow Titan, I guess. You can use the Echo Stomp to set up for a Sacred Arrow, but apart from that, I don't really think there's anything too heavy to talk about so far. Mirana is just a very strong hero, can farm very fast. Once you get the Academ Scepter, it's probably one of the fastest farmers in the game when it comes to just split pushing, doing jungle stuff and whatnot. And Flipside, they do ban out the Shadow Demon, as yeah, makes sense. If they're not gonna pick it up like straight away, then they don't want to give it to Kaipi. Shadow Demon plus Elder Titan is kinda dirty to the thought. It's a lot of damage, a lot of control, so definitely not something they want to play up against. And let's see, Kaipi. Alright, the Disruptor gets banned out by Kaipi as well. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I like the Disruptor too much as the laning support with Dazzle. It feels like both that duo together is pretty weak. However, you know, when he gets this ultimate up and running, it's good against the Yellow Titan. You can use both the Glimpse as well as the Static Storm to cancel him from casting. Mirana's survivability kind of becomes ineffective, as you can't leap away. You're just gonna get glimpsed right back in. So I guess that's the main reason that they want to try and play on the fact that Mirana is a very mobile hero, and not play up against heroes that can you know, disable that. Alright, now the Sand King gets banned out by Flipside. A very, very classic hero pick up by Kaipi. They have sent that hero to Sexy Bamboo in the position for I believe like 2 to 3 games where they won all of them. So makes sense, makes a good amount of sense, as they can play in the offlane position obviously, but position 4 is also something that Kaipi they do run in multiple scenarios. And Sand King in general is just a beautiful controller here. It's very good against the axe, because whenever he goes in, then if you have like a blink Falstaff or blink axe or something like that, you can very quickly get on top of him, get a stun on him, and you don't really put yourself in danger, as Sand King is probably one of the hardest heroes to catch. And Flipside, I mean, you know, they have the Call, they have the Dazzle, who it doesn't have any control spells, so they already have some lacks when it comes to actually, you know, catching people. Flipside, they do now follow up with the Faceless Void, so that we'll see. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like a 100% offlane. We have seen like pretty much like a 50-50 split lately, so we'll see it. As it's just a pickup for now. Good control against the Mirana, obviously the Chronosphere. Apart from that, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's also sort of a deny pick, because Kaipi could very much value from getting a Faceless Void, good synergy with the Elder Titan, with the Earth Spreader, as well as Mirana to, you know, arrow into the Chronosphere and like drive by Starstorm and whatnot, so makes sense. Alright, let's see Kaipi start pick come online. Lion will be the next pickup by Kaipi, so that will be well, a lot of stuns on that side. Lion is pretty decent against the axe overall, as you know, if he's not the one getting jumped on, then you can just go in, hex, impale. The axe doesn't really have any way to actually use his dunk or anything like that. Good in the lane against the Faceless Void in case it is an offlane Void and like a greedy position for jungle axe. Safe lane axe perhaps could also be the case. Either way, pretty strong to just disable whoever gets in the offlane, and well, Invoker gets picked up very quickly by Flipside. In the meantime, as Tamar Wild will pick that guy up. Good synergy with the Chronosphere, obviously. The Call is also a beautiful setup for the Sunstrike, so we should definitely see that good old school Exalt style Invoker come into flavor. And Kaipi with the two last heroes, most likely offlane, well, should be offlane plus safe lane carry. And in the offlane position, let's see what's even left in the pool. I guess they could fall back onto something like the Slaughter, so they get the amplified damage good on the Dire side. So far, they do pick up the Morphling, and I like this. They keep the draft open, because the Morphling could both be an offlane as well as a safe lane carry. I would actually love it in an offlane position this game, because I feel like the way they're running this is they have a lot of burst damage from the Mirana, they have a lot of damage from the Elder Titan as well, and if they have like a 5-second stun on top of that from the Morphling, which Flipside by the way have no good way to deal with, that's just the beauty of the hero in the offlane position. Obviously very greedy. It doesn't actually lane that perfectly well, but they already have one support hero that doesn't really offer much when it comes to lockdown, so I think the Morphling, the offense should be fine. And now Darkseid gets banned up by Flipside, expecting the Morphling to actually be the carry hero. That could also happen, of course. Strong carry, very hard to lock down. Very mobile as well when it comes to like dodging the axe and dodging the Faceless Void. You can morph strength in the Chronosphere as well, so you have a good way to survive. So you know, both things could be happening, and the Ancient Aberration does get banned out by Kaipi, as the last hero from Flipside will be the support, and let's see. Depending on what hero Kaipi picks up last will be, you know, determining the support pick, I guess.
Tide Hunter.
Alright, the Tidehunter does get picked up, so it will be carry Morphling, and Tidehunter as the offlane hero. Very, very tanky, very survivable. You have the Ravage, so an amazing teamfight tool, can set up for the Elder Titan to go in with the Echo Stomp as well. Mech Carrier, so you know, check on that list as well. The Kraken Shell does help a lot against, things like the poison from the Dazzle, the cold snap from the Invoker, the time dilation, which is typically very annoying for every offlaner, but Titan that doesn't feel the same pressure as most other offlaners. The Axe against the Titan is decent, but it's a very tanky hero regardless, so the Call will only do so much. And now Flipside with the last hero, I mean, let's see, support hero wise. They kind of need something with a lot of damage, so I guess they could fall back onto that Conke either way as well, as that would give them a lot of teamfight damage once he's level 6 with the boat. Would follow up on the control they already have a good amount of, so I don't know. I mean, of course they could consider getting a safe lane carry as well and have the Axe in that greedy position for faces Void off lane. I don't really like this as much though, because I feel like if they do that, they give the Morphling quite a lot of space in the early game, which may not be the best way to run it. So like, it's perfectly fine getting like an Axe Dazzle dual off lane, and then having a Faceless Void plus something in the safe lane, and Skywrath Mage will be picked up. So a silence hero, heavy damage output. Not the same way as the Conke, but amazing ultimate when it comes to damage. Good laning presence as well, so it helps in the early game. Amazing against pretty much any of the heroes on Kaipi right now. I mean, yeah, sure, the Titan can purge off the silence from the Skywrath, so he may not be the best one to go on, but the silence is good against the Morphling, so he cannot use his Morph Strength. You have the synergy with the Faceless Void and the Chronosphere as well, obviously with the ultimate with the Mystic Flare. The silence against a Mirana, that takes away his ability to leap away from dangerous situations. He can sit in the mid lane and just help the Invoker to begin with, just spam out spells onto Mirana, and yeah, it feels like a well-rounded way to end things from Flipside. The early game is pretty powerful from Flipside as the game goes on. I guess Kaipi, they do get that team fight wombo combo online with the Ravage. They have the Finger of Death from the Lion. The Morphling needs a couple of items, and then he will begin to be a little bit scary. As in the ultra late game, I guess he should be able to outcarry the Faceless Void quite easily. But you always have to keep in mind that the Chronosphere is pretty much just a setup for all the other heroes to do a lot of work. So let's see. Alright guys, we had a small pause on the way, but that can happen, and in the game we do have Kaipi already moving out of the base, as both teams actually go for the early smoke. I'm not sure if, well, Flipside, they should know that this is potentially a smoke. It seems like Kaipi doesn't want to use that to actually go for like a 5-man committed attempt at just using it to get out of the base, get some wards down, and then everything will be good. I'll just take that over away. And yeah, you know, Lion going in, getting some aggressive, gets some aggressive vision down. A very uncommon ward spot as well, you know, spotting out some rotations mainly from Flipside, without actually being in a position where it's typical to de-ward it. And it doesn't really feel like Flipside did the same. They also went for that early smoke, but they haven't really gotten out of the base and actually done something useful on the map by the looks of things, as you know, no wards have been placed down just yet. So I guess, you know, just spotting out things, just having fun. Skywrath is in the bottom and he does have that ward available, but he's not going to use it just yet, as he does know that Zadoi is in the neighborhood, and he has the sentries available as well. But as they went out very early with that observer ward, then they won't be going in for it anyways. Alright, and yeah, in the top lane we do have the big boy Bone 7 on his Morphling starting the farm train, as he does have a lot of tankers in the lane. He does have a lot of fire branches as well, so that's a lot of potential region. In the top lane we do have Slasher moving into the lane, so he's preparing himself for this rather difficult lane. Playing up against Echo Stomp, against No Tail. The standing on Kaipi this time around, as obviously Kaipi, they do have that 5th player, which is a little bit unknown every single time. The last couple of games they had Pyla die, but now they will have No Tail. And yeah, going back to the roots of supporting, I guess. And the Dazzle will go up here, preparing to help this little Axe lane a little bit. And he should be fine, you know, Bone 7 taking a little bit of harassment from those spins. Bottom lane we do have the dual lane with the Faceless Ward as well as the Skywrath Mage. The Skywrath on his own should be enough to sort out the Titan at least a little bit, making sure he doesn't get any last hits. He may be able to leash a lot of experience, as you can see he's doing a good job, at least trying to keep close to the creep wave, but that's a lot of damage being done to him. And Vanskol, he's pretty much going to just, you know, spam, get his clarity up, keep on spamming, and then when he's out of mana he just denies himself and comes back in after a little while. So, you know, just let the spam train continue always. And No Tail did went for a little bit of a pull up here. He will clear out the creep wave, but they're not really getting anything done with this pull, as well, I guess if they get denied on the way, then they will get it successfully, but otherwise the creep wave will just be pushing in. So, you know, not necessarily the most effective thing. And now we have Slashdot moving in, getting that little creep that was attempted to get denied, and Roger is sitting in the back trading with No Tail. So this is maybe a little bit of an interesting situation, but the Dazzle does a lot more damage than the Lion does in the, you know, right click apartment. His attack animation is a little bit better. He does slightly more damage as well, and he has a build and a heal, so that's a little bit scarier than the little Lion who only has stun available. He even skilled up Hex, so he's preparing himself to go for that ultra lockdown style. And let's see, in the meantime, in the mid lane, we have Tamar Wild against Sing Sing on the Mirana. Last hit wise, they are pretty even, you know, 9-5 versus 8-1. A good amount of denies onto the Invoker, I guess, but you know, he's also having quite the heavy right click damage with the 80 right click damage right now with Exalt level 2. So it's a little bit easier for him to deny and contest the lane. And bottom, Titan, you know, still just trying to lead as much as possible. He's level 3 right now, so he's doing a good job at getting levels. He's probably just going back in and finishing this camp up, as you know, he can make a mix. He doesn't really need to only focus on the lane. He can take a little bit of a mix, get the lane, get the jungle as well, get some ancient stacked up. It looks like he's not trying to get this ancient stacked, as I guess he was pretty sure that Vanskol is going to try and contest him in some way, so he just goes in and takes this hard camp instead. Oh, well, hits it, and then the Coon goes all the way back to the base. I'm not really sure why he doesn't finish it up, but maybe he just didn't feel like he was safe. He didn't have vision of the Skywrath Mage, so I guess he could have thought that he was moving in or something like that, but didn't happen. And let's see, we have a solo smoke on No Tail now. He's on the move. He's trying to do something fancy in the mid lane, as he does have 2 stuns available, so he could definitely set up for something nice. If he gets that jump in the stun, let's see if he can work it out. As Tamar Wild, he is pretty aggressive out on the move. We do have Tamar Wild now getting hexed up, getting stunned up. He is trying to block that impale with that Forge Spirit, but that's not really successfully working out. He's doing some work with that Sunstrike, doing a lot of damage. They are trying to share something, and he will be taken down in the end, almost killing Sing Sing as well as No Tail in the attempt, but Tamar Wild does drop down. That will be the first blood going to the side of Kaipi, and in the meantime in the bottom lane we do have the Titan finally dropping down, as Flipside was a little bit too late trying to get that first blood, but it will be a one-on-one trade on the map, and yeah, that's going to be the trade that Flipside can manage to take. They also just denied that little division that Skyrath put down earlier, as indeed the Titan did spot out that Skyrath rotation, and he knew that something must have been up, so they will deward that. Alright, so let's see. Last hit wise, we do have the Axe sitting on top of the last hit shot. He is contesting the Morphling quite a lot, as the Morphling is only sitting on 15. The Faceless Void also sitting on 26, you know, getting pretty much complete free farm. He doesn't really have to worry too much about the Titan. And in the mid lane, obviously the Invoker is doing slightly better than the Mirana. So overall, Flipside is winning the last hit wars on all 3 lanes, and this is why Kaipi, they need to try and change it up, as Flipside, they have a 1500 net worth lead already. So Kaipi, they need to continue getting these kills on the map, otherwise they're just giving so much net worth away in the laning stage already. Sing Sing in the mid lane taking a good amount of damage. He has, you know, that Sunstrike into Cold Snap doing some work, but you know, he's just gonna leap himself back, heal up with a bottle, and he will be ready again, as he does have the ultimate available now. So we could see some early like bottom ultimate ganks coming online. Obviously, if Bone 7 is in the lane and Titan is showing in the lane, they will know when it happens. But apart from that, they can try and make something fancy happen. Alright. So top lane we do have Faceless Void going for the Chronos V. He's trying to make that return kill, as he did manage to kill the Axe a little bit beforehand, and now the Dazzle drops down as well, as Kaipi, they're moving on the run. Bone 7 does get the waveform forward. The Echo Storm comes through as well, as the Skyrath will be dropping down. Nasudon may be a little bit in danger. They don't have any stuns available just yet, but they are trying to man up onto the line. But you know, Sadoi gets that time walk away, and he will be fine. But that's still a very, very costly fight, as that will be giving 3 kills to Kaipi, as they just completely shut down that effort. As the Axe gets taken down, the Chronos V gets committed, and they get nothing for it on the flip side. So talking about, you know, making something happen after losing all of those lanes when it comes to last sets, Kaipi, they just got a lot of gold given to that safe lane, and they didn't even have to rotate Bone 7 on the Morphling. He was just standing there and taking the goodies to the face, so everything is good. Alright, so if we take a look at the net worth right now, we do have Sing Sing in the lead, as he's sitting on almost 3,000 net worth. He's followed by the 3 heroes on flip side, but obviously that net worth lead is only it's only like, you know, 500 gold on the heroes, so nothing that can't be changed. The support heroes on Kaipi is also doing a little bit better than the support heroes on flip side, so everything is pretty equal at this point in the game. After that little team fight, you can see the net worth difference is pretty much sitting at 0. Experience wise, it's also sitting very close to 0. So it's all about getting those like first initial sets of items, and then, you know, making some initiations happen. The Chronosphere is on cooldown for the next 40 seconds, so they can't really do anything fancy without having that available on flip side. And I imagine they want to have the level 6 on the Skyrath Mage as well for the next big fight, as Mystic Flare is a lot of damage. The Dazzle's level 6 is not as important, but you know, extra armor always helps, so we'll see. As a Slash though, he does have that level 7 available. He does have the Vanguard very close to being completed, on top of, you know, the Tranquil's Iron Talent, so just going for the tanky build. As it's very common to go for a Vanguard when you have a lot of farm like coming in the early game. There's no need to go for the early blink dagger. He doesn't really need that initiation. They all already have the chronosphere, and they're kind of content with just AFK farming at least the first like 15 minutes. After the first 15 minutes, that's when they want to go very aggressive, have the faces white go around with the chronosphere and get a lot of kills. Blink calls on the axe, as well as just Sunstrike initiation from Tamar Wild on the Invoker. He has the Midas kind of close to being completed, but it's sort of delayed at the same time. As you know, the very standard timing on Midas is somewhere around like 8-9 minutes. When you have the Ring of Aquila as well as some raindrops on top of that, it may be like 1 minute delayed, but he needs 500 more golds, so it will take a little while for him to complete it. Slightly delayed, but he will get it online either way. We're around in the mid lane also, just going for the boost for what's it called, Aquila wand, and I imagine the next item will be the straight up Academ's Rush. So we'll see if he can get it early or not. It kind of depends on how many kills he can manage to find. Alright, Bone 7, I mean, still he's getting so pressured in the top lane as he's just moving away from the lane. He's a little bit scared about Slashio. Obviously, Slashio is very tanky and he can't really deal with him on his own. So it just feels like Bone 7's farm is just constantly being contested. And you can see, I mean, the net worth, sure, he's only 300 gold behind of the Faceless Void, but that's because he just got a lot of kills going to him. As this like little down period where no kills is being had on either side, he will slowly and surely fall behind once again. Let's say he's just sitting under the tower for a good amount of time. Sexy Bamber trying to help him whenever he can, but it's kind of limited what an Elder Titan can do on his own. We do have No Tail in the bottom lane, also just rotating around. He's very close to getting his level 6. He will have that Finger of Death after leeching this camp from the Titan, and he's even getting the last hits from it as well. So this Lion will be very happy about that. So level 6 is up and ready as well. They do have the Ravage as well from the Titan, so we could see some rotations happen, as that is two very big teamfight ultimates coming online, and you want to get that Finger of Death and cooldown as quick as possible. So we should see him make some kind of move around the map. And let's see, let's keep an eye on No Tail. He does have a smoke available. I'm not sure if he wants to go for like the solo smoke once again. It looks like he will go for a smoke together with a Tidehunter and potentially make an initiation in the top lane onto the axe. Even though right now he's not really there. So let's see if they can find anything. Alright, let's see the 2-man smoke coming online. They do have the Dazzle to go on in the top lane. They do have the axe also moving in as well. They do not really have vision of him, but they do see him now. They do get the jump on him. And it doesn't look like they get the Hex off from No Tail, as he's not really in range. We do have rotations happening from Flipside instantly as well. Double Chronosphere comes out. They do have the call available as well. This Mystic Flag comes out from the Skywrath Mage. That's a lot of damage being done, as both of these heroes from Kaipi will instantly be taken down. As Slashio just buying them a little bit of time. He avoided that little gank nicely, and instant rotations from Flipside, and they get so much out of that. As the Mystic Flag, like I was talking about, from the Skywrath Mage coming online, and the damage was real. I mean, yeah, sure, they shared the damage, but either way, both of them, they dropped down very quickly. A nicely placed Chronosphere as well, as the Axe could pretty much just position himself next to it and prepare himself to use that call instantly after the Chronosphere was ended. And now on the top lane, we do have Bone 7 trying to do some damage onto the Dazzle, but this is not really the place you want to be, as he is taken down. Very low. Sunstrike will come through as well. They're trying to bring him down, or at least force out some morph strength just to make sure he can't blast him for the next couple of minutes. But he's gonna be fine. He has enough mana to work with, so he can go back and forth with the agility if he wants to. Tamar Wild is up in the top lane though, so he's actually rotated himself. He does have that Midas completed, so obviously now he is able to rotate, even though he rather wants to just come and continue farming. And Kaipi, they are in the bottom lane. They still want to use that Ravage if they possibly can, as they know the axe is probably left behind. He is just solo farming, getting that blink deck online. He's very close to having it. He only needs 300 more gold. Now in the meantime, in the top lane, we do have that 4-man rotation coming in, as Bone 7, still sticking in under the tower, still sticking in the lane, will be taken down. As I was talking about that silence from Skywrath Mage in the picking stage, and that is... silence is the best way to deal with the morphling, as he doesn't really have any good response to it, especially when there's just a heavy surge of damage coming along afterwards with the Cold Snap, Forge Spirits, and yeah, it's painful. Alright, so let's take a look at the net worth. We do have Flipside sitting on a 2k lead right now, so they have regained the footing in the game. Item wise, we do have that blink dagger coming online on the axe, so he is pretty much as at the best possible place he will be for the next like 10-15 minutes. So he should make some nice rotation around the map. And okay, he should be, yeah, he's hiding that blink dagger reveal, so he doesn't want to reveal to the enemy team before he gets a jump on them. He's actually just, yeah, you know, going to the mid lane, so they may see it. He was trying to keep in fog, but I'm pretty sure it was in vision. Sunstrike will be used on the Roshan just in case they are doing something like that. As I guess, you know, not the best Roshan lineup, but you can always get a fancy sneaky Roshan off if you commit 5 people for it. The Titan is getting very close to getting that mechanism online as well. Now it looks like in the mid lane we do have a fight breaking out as the Doi goes in. Sing Sing will be jumped on and the call comes through, and Sing Sing will be taken down straight off the bat as that Mystic Flat did enough damage to bring Sing Sing low enough for the kill threshold. So once again, you know, Kaipi sitting in the sidelines trying to get an initiation done with that Ravage. They're just not able to do so. Now we do have Slasher going in for round 2, getting the jump onto 3-3. The Ravage finally comes online. So Doi getting taken down by the Finger of Death from No Tail. So they do get something out of it, and now No Tail will be taken down. The Coon on the Titan will also fall down, and let's see if they can lose any more people on the side of Kaipi. Boon 7 comes in from the sidelines. He is getting that reflection of Slasher up. He's trying to do some work onto him, and that is kind of painful as well. But Bone 7, I mean, he's just one man, and Slasher with that Vanguard is a little bit too tanky. We do have Sexy Bamboo on the sidelines, also getting taken down very low, courtesy of that Sunstrike, but he should be able to survive. So I guess that's the end of the engagement, and as you can see from the gold, you know, slight lead towards Flipside in that little jump as they get Sing Sing killed. I'm pretty sure they didn't actually read everything off the jump, but you know, 3-for-1 trade, very good for the Flipside once again. The Ravage did get committed as well, and now Sexy Bambo. He thought he could move around on the map a little bit freely. I guess he expected Flipside to be backing off already, but they very much were not. Alright, so that was a little bit painful. The line is obviously trying to get the next item as a blink dagger, but that will come very late. Despite getting that solo kill onto the faceless Void with the Finger of Death, he died straight after, so his progression isn't really the most beautiful of all things in the world. The Titan up with the mechanism is also very delayed considering being 60 minutes into the game and not having it completed. He is clearing the stack, so he's just, you know, trying to speed towards it as he needs roughly 1000 gold to be able to complete it. Sing Sing on the Mirana is also sitting on, well, enough gold for a point booster, but compared to, you know, sitting and trying to get something like a 17, 18 to 20 minutes Academ's timing, I don't think he will get that anytime soon. He needs pretty much 1400 more gold, as apparently the point booster was on the courier. But either way, that's slightly delayed. He hasn't really been able to get any kills, and on the mid lane we do have the tier 1 tower being taken down. As Flipside, they're just moving in, they're sharing forces, and they know the Ravage is still on cooldown for the next couple of seconds, so they should be able to get that tier 1 tower pretty easily. And let's see the other items. That's Morphling, he's trying to get that Lincoln Sphere as the first item in the game. Good against the silence, especially from the Skywrath Mage. That's like the main reason he wants to get it. Cold Snap, decent. The Dazzle's Poison. I mean, there's not too many single target spells from Flipside. However, you know, Lincoln Sphere is just a very casual item on Morphling. It's very good. You get some stats. You get that use effect, which is mainly just because the silence from Van Skull is super annoying. Controls him very nicely. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. Fairly greedy on the Morphling, obviously, as that will be his very slow approach to being a carry hero, but it should be fine. They're not losing anytime soon. They have lost a lot of fights lately, and they're a little bit behind when it comes to net worth, but they can easily make that go into their favor later on as they get the Academ set online from Sing Sing. They do have that 4-man smoke coming online as well. No Tail, he is in the front, he is sitting in the woods as well. Now they do get a jump onto Slashco. This could be a big one as they do get the combo onto him. They do get the arrow on him, and they will be able to kill him, so that's a good hero. He's the top net worth on the side of Flipside, so if they should find anyone, then getting him is very much worth it, as they get pretty much 1500 gold towards that side just from getting that one kill. So a very big kill. And the axe, I mean, his item progression kind of died there after getting killed, but either way, he does have the blink, he does have the Vanguard, so you know, he has enough items for the first 20 minutes in the game anyways, and getting like the next item early doesn't really matter too much. I guess the next item will be something like a 4-staff, maybe a Blade Mill. It's very, like, Slasher pretty much always goes for the same build, and that's like Blink, Vanguard, Blade Mill, BKB, so we could see that happening again. and the Invoker with the Midas with the drums as well. I imagine he does go for the Trail Boots as well this game, as they don't really have any reason to play for the mid game to just get some secured items to get the acronyms too early in the game. He could be a little bit greedy, and yeah, he actually does have the Trail Boots completed as they were just flying out to him, so you know, everything is fine, everything is good. Skywrath Mage, the first item on him, looks like it will be the Veil of Discord, as he just needs 300 more gold to complete it, so just, you know, boosting that magical damage, why not? And now they go for 4-man Smoke Gang on Flipside. We do have Sexy Bambo in the jungle. They do have a Sunstrike coming out as well, just spotting out Bone 7. He does have the Replicate active, so if they want to get the jump on him, they need to be a little bit quick about it. Sexy Bambo does get spotted out. They're not able to get a jump on him though, as he does get a TP out, and Bone 7 as well. He just replicates himself back to the base. So the Smoke Gang didn't really lead into anything, as sadly, they do not manage to find a jump on Bone 7. And let's see if they continue going. Slasho, he's not backing off. He's on a solo mission right now. They do get scanned out by the Dire as well. They saw at least, like, well, you know, they saw some people there, so they have a pretty good idea of what's happening, as that should be a Smoke Gang coming online. They do see 4 people now in the mid lane, well, 3 people in the mid lane. And Teemo Wild, he will push the top lane as well. We do have Bone 7 moving back in, but he can't really set up for anything. So let's see what Kaipi decides to do, if they just want to avoid this fight, or if they feel like they can try and take a jump. Alright, Bambo, he has managed to pick himself up the Yule Scepter. One of the best items against the Axe early on, because, you know, he goes in for a call, you Yule Scepter him up, and suddenly becomes a little bit useless with that initiation. He doesn't get any of those, like, dunk value points. He doesn't get that blade mill value either. So as long as Bambo isn't the one getting jumped on, that will be pretty good, you know, to stop Bone 7 from dying from the call, to stop Sing Sing from dying instantly as well. Or at least, you know, help them a little bit. We do have the Mirana with that Acronym Scepter available as well, so finally he will start farming a little bit faster. He's already 3,000 gold behind of the Invoker, so he has somewhat a steep climb, but you know, it's a Mirana. He farms very fast, so he should be able to get a good amount of farm going. We do have the Bone 7 Lincoln Sphere completed as well, so they're slowly starting to get their first set of main items on Kaipi, and you know, better late than never. Looks like the Faceless Void first item. We haven't actually kept a look on him, but he did go for that Lincoln Sphere as the first item. You know, X and the Stun from the Lion, the Finger of Death from the Lion, all of the Lion spells in general is very annoying to deal with. And they can use them manually to just pop it, but you know, in case they get like an early blink of well, they get a blink of the Lion at some point. He's only like 700 gold away from it, then blink in, you want to hex or something, then Sedoy gets a little chance to react. Alright, T1's on the bottom lane, does get taken down. We do have Bone 7 pushing the top lane as well. It does have TP available. Mirana goes for the invisibility, and now Sexy Bambo does get gone on. He does go for the Yule Scepter. He will be fine for now. Chronosphere does come online. Ravage will be used instantly as well, as that will be stopping that damage into the Chronosphere. Vansko in the backlines will be very, very low as Bone 7 tries to kill him. The Grave will come out as well, keeping him alive. And now let's see Kaipi, they're moving forward. Even though they've lost Sexy Bambo on the ET, they're still feeling pretty good about going in. Bone 7, maybe a little bit deep. The Cold Wall is keeping the rest of his team out. They do go for the call with Slashthrow initiating onto Bone 7 yet again. He's very, very low, as he needs to be a little bit careful. He has already, what's it called, more from max strength quite a lot. He doesn't have too much agility left to do anything with. Sedoy getting gone. Oh, and Slashthrow goes in for the 3-man call. That's a beautiful call. He does not have blade mail available, but he will just go back and forth. He's still available. He does have a 3-second cooldown on the blink. He can go back in, and that is a beautiful call. We'll be getting 1 kill. Bone 7 will be a little bit in trouble as well. Does get killed by the spin. And Sing Sing is now trying to fight up against Slashthrow, but the spins, what is wrong with this guy? He is like all over the place. Now they do find the Coon in the jungle hiding a little bit. Teemo Wild actually gets killed as that long range Earth Splitter from Sexy Bambo does manage to finish off Teemo Wild. We do have Tidehunter trying to survive. He does have the TP available, but you know, I mean, against the bashes from Sedoy, he's trying for it. Let's see, he does get bashed up, so he will not be able to get out of this one. And now Sexy Bambo, he does still get chased down as he TP'd in. I mean, I guess him dying again is kind of worth it, because he's the reason they got the kill onto the Invoker, but still, that is a 6-for-1 trade. Definitely not worth it for Kaipi, as you know, they got that 1 set of items online, and then suddenly they just lose the fight horribly. 4,000 gold pretty much going to the side of Flipside. Axe actually just straight up picks up a pipe, so that will dodge a lot of the damage from Kaipi. The Academ's double star storm from Mirana, you know, the Elder Titan's damage in general, the Lion's Finger of Death, you name it. Most of that damage right now is magical. Bone 7 as well. He has the Lincoln Sphere, so he relies heavily on his spells right now. It's kind of like, you know, 50-50. His right clicks is kind of scary, but he doesn't have enough like defensive items or stat items to actually right click anyone. And now Tamer Wild in the bottom, and does manage to get that TP through, even though Bone 7 he tried to stop it. He does have that the replicate available, and yeah, he should be fine, as Tamer Wild doesn't want to do anything wild to try and kill him. He doesn't have the Acronym set available yet, but he's only 1000 gold away from it. Alright, so let's see the other items coming online from Flipside. You know, the Sludge Low Pipe. Obviously, the Veil is up on Skywrath Mage. The Dazzle does have, at least a cloak available. He's the poor man support, getting most of the support items. Oh, on Bone 7, he's going in, adaptive striking the Forge Spirit just to get that last hit on it, and then replicate himself out. He kind of knew he was in trouble. There were 4 people around him, so, you know, get out of that one. And let's see, the Faceless Void does now have a blink available now as well, so he's going for that hardcore initiation style. He doesn't have too much right click damage right now, but I guess it doesn't really matter because Axe is doing so much damage for that Blade Mill and the spins. Tamer Wild's damage is also pretty scary, having that Academ's online very soon. And Bone 7 in the mid lane, they do know he doesn't have a replicate available, and now he gets initiated on. Mystic Snake, well, Mystic Flare, sorry, and that's death. That was some offling here once, guys, in case you didn't see it. Let's see, bottom lane we do have Tamer Wild getting initiated and does get hit by that air thriller from Sexy Bamboo, and Kaipi, they do manage to find that turnaround kill, as that is a 1-for-1 trade. As sad as it may sound, Tamer Wild is actually worth a lot more than Bone 7, so you know, I think Kaipi will be pretty happy about that. Mirana does have the blink available now. We do have the blink on the Titan as well, so they do have that double initiation, actually triple initiation with the Lion's blink as well. And Vanskor gets healed up. The silence comes through onto Sexy Bamboo, but now Vanskor gets jumped on double Starstorm from Sing Sing, and Vanskor is very dead. So that is a secondary kill to Kaipi, as they're at least getting a little bit back that way. I like the build on the Faceless Void, however, at this point he kind of has the issue that his damage is very, very lacking. He doesn't have any physical damage himself, you know, time lock, and then the little amount of attributes the Lincoln Sphere gains to his agility, so the next item will probably just be like an all-out damage item, maybe something like the Diffusal Blade into a Manta style is very common. Considering the amount of magical damage on Kaipi's side, he may consider getting a BKB this game, even though in most cases BKB and Faceless Void is a little bit awkward. You rather want to get something else, but we'll see. Definitely an item that he can consider going for if he wants to be like ultra safe, because BKB plus Lincoln Sphere should be unkillable, so you know, in case he wants to just go in and be YOLO. Alright, 5-man smoking into the bottom lane. They do find Roger on the Dazzle, but I mean, yeah, sure, it's a kill. A kill's a kill, but definitely not the kill they wanted to get. It looks like they are maybe trying to make transition this into a push in the bottom lane, as they do already see Tamer Wild in the mid lane, so they could consider just trying to push the bottom lane and then force a TP rotation down here. And I guess that will be worth it, as that pushing power is actually pretty good on the on Kaipi's side. However, you know, Tamer Wild, he's already working on the mid lane tier 2 tower, using the Alacrity, using the Meteor as well to just push the lane aggressively. Flipside also pushing the top lane with that hasted Sedoy boy on the Faceless Void. He will do whatever he wants to. He's going for the Blade Mill, so it looks like he's going for the Assault Crash in the end. It makes him very tanky. Obviously, it's a preparation for Bone 7 once he does have some damage coming out on him. However, he's not really going for any damage this game. I mean, he's going for the Ghost Hip into an Ethereal Blade, so I don't really necessarily like that build on Faceless Void. Sure, it does help them push the towers as well, giving the attack speed buff as well as the D armor to everyone on the team, so it helps in that regard, takes away some armor from the enemy team as well, but it's not the best item this game, because most of the damage from Kaipi is physical, no, it's magical, sorry. As Morphling, he has a while before he gets that heavy physical damage, but you know, I guess ultra late game, when he starts getting a couple of right click items as well, then the Assault Crash will be pretty nice to have, so he's Sidoi is just preparing himself very early in the game. We do have the Invoker with that axe available as well. Blink into Octarine Core probably will be the build on him. Maybe a Lincoln Sphere in between as well. As the Lincoln Sphere on the Invoker is also very good, you know, against the Lions initiations, against the Eel Scepter from the Elder Titan, all of these annoying things. Alright, let's see Vansko. He's hanging out. He does go for the TP out now, so he's a little bit bored about setting up here. I wasn't really sure what he was trying to do there. Anyways, I guess if Bone 7 moved out aggressively and Tamar Wall was still around, he could maybe do something. But you know, that's just a dream scenario. Let's see the net worth lead so far. We do have Flipside sitting on a 5k net worth lead right now. Kaipi, they are still farming on. They are still, you know, trying to keep up in farm. The Marana is slowly regaining some footing. He's only 2,000 gold behind the Invoker at this point. Morphling is also getting a lot of farm going, as he's only 1,000 behind of the Faceless Void. Obviously, the Faceless Void didn't really go for like a heavy farming build. He just went for a lot of survivability items, get, you know, armor, Lincoln Sphere, Blink, Initiation. So he hasn't really gotten any of those like pure right-click items yet. The Assault Grasp will give him that attack speed bonus, but that's pretty much like the only thing on that item that helps him, so you know. Alright, bottom lane, Initiation onto Slash though. They do go for the Ravage, and that's a Ravage on one person, but they may be able to kill him. Oh, the Grave though, will he be able to get out of this one? No, he will be able up in the air, and he will drop down, as the Titan will personally secure that he will drop down. A nice grave from Roger, but this kind of just gave away his positioning, so it may have been better that he just got out of there, and now we do have Roger getting found. Bone 7 actually does not get the adaptive strike off, so a little bit late on that one. Oh, and Vansko comes in as well in the sidelines, and I'm not sure why he's in there. So this should be pretty obvious that they're not getting this fight won. And Tamar Wall will be found now as well. He will go invisible. He does get hexed out by No Tail, and this looks like Tamar Wall will drop down as well. As yep, indeed, they do get a third kill. As Flipside, I mean, that was a little bit weird because they lost the axe, sure, but after losing the axe, it was pretty obvious that he was gonna die. The Dazzle went in for a little bit of a greedy attempt with the Grave, as they have multiple control spells on Kaipi, so there's no way the Grave will be helping him. So that gave away potentially another kill, even though he did get the TP out. And then, you know, Flipside, they just continued sending bodies on Kaipi. Tamar Wall came in, Vansko came in on the Skywrath Mage. It seemed very sloppy from Flipside, that's for sure. But you know, Kaipi, they can gain at least a little bit of gold back, as the Morphling will now finish his Ethereal Blade, so the best agility item in the game, obviously. The E-Blitz shotgun thing is also going to be pretty nice. It doesn't really help too much against the Faceless Void with the Lincoln Sphere, but if someone else pops the Lincoln Sphere to get him stunned up, then the Ethereal Blade can definitely still be a good way to instantly kill him. It's good against the Axe as well, even though he does have the pipe, so he does block a good amount of the damage. But you know, it's good against anyone pretty much who doesn't have a BKB or Lincolns. Tamar Wall will also receive the full hit of that item, so everything is good. As Bone 7, he should be able to do a lot of damage with that spell. With not a spell, it's an item, but you know what I mean, guys. Slasho in the bottom lane, he does get fingered up. That pipe blocked a lot of that damage, as we do have the line dropping down in the end. The Earth Splitter comes through by the Elder Titan, and Slasho, he's very, very low, but he will be surviving for now. Okay, adaptive strike attempt from Bone 7, but we do have the blink away from Slasho, so that will not be the easy kill that he was hoping for. So just one person dropping down on Kaipi, as Slasho was very, very close to dying there, but you know, the pipe does keep him very safe. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go for the BKB, but I guess the pipe just helps his team a little bit more. You know, pipe slash BKB, they both kind of accomplish the same thing. You get some way to deal with the magic damage from Kaipi. However, the pipe is just to make sure that your team doesn't die either. And now we do have Slashlow getting Echo summed up. Sexy Bambo trying to be a little bit cheeky with that new Glimmer Cape that he's picked up. He will be found though, he will be controlled, and he is very dead. And down the mid lane, we do have Tamar Wall going for that invisibility, keeping control of Bone 7. Bone 7 will be thrown up. We do have the arrow flying out, will hit onto Sidoi. The Taunt comes through as well. The Ravage comes through. Sing Sing going in. Double Starstorm will do a lot of damage. The Dazzle will be taken down instantly, as Sing Sing will be controlled a little bit. He does have that Ghost after keeping him alive, but now he goes in right into Slash, though, as he blinks forward, gets that call off. That will be Sing Sing dropping down. We do have Bone 7 also being lifted up. A little bit in trouble as Mirana buys back, so they are looking to reinitiate, as No Tail He's sitting there. He has Blink available in a couple of seconds. He does have the Impale up as well. And it looks like Flipside, they will just back themselves up. They will take the small win they got from killing the Mirana as well as forcing the buyback. And they don't want to overcommit for anything that they can't get. Or at least they don't want to give room for Kaipi to come back, as you know, both teams, they used a lot of their big ultimates. The Finger of Death is still up, but the Ravage got used, the Chronosphere got used from Flipside. So I guess, you know, Flipside, they will just chill for a little bit, get the next set of items online. And Tamer Wild, okay, he does go invisible in the bottom. I was going to say he's maybe a little bit in trouble, but he does survive. He was a little bit cheeky with that Meteor though, but I guess everything is good. He knew what he was doing. Tamer Wild does pick up the Blink Decker now as well, so he will have that initiation power. Axe is sitting on pretty much 2,000 gold. He did decide to go for the Trial Boots before any other like major item, which is fine. The pipe is pretty much like it's a team boys version of the BKB, so who cares? He doesn't really need a BKB anyways. Sidoi does have that assault quest completed now as well, so the next big item, you know, I'm still hoping to see some more damage coming on him. Something like the Fusion Blade will always be nice. And in the backlands, okay, we do have Sexy Bambo, the first target being jumped. Titan does get himself blinked away, and it will be just Bambo dropping down. So, you know, once again, Flipside, they just find a way to get a good initiation off. They will go for the Roshan now, as one target down should be more than enough to scare away Kaipi. And now we do have No-Tail. Oh, a nice blink away from that tornado, as he may be fine. Yeah, he will get the TP out. So, Flipside, they will just go back and finish off the Roshan. It looks like Morphling is trying to get the BKB as the next item with that Mithril Hammer, so just some more survivability, as the BKB is definitely a necessity. I mean, he doesn't really have the greatest amount of health when he has maxed up agility morph, but I guess it's only the axe he has to worry about it when he has a BKB, plus the Sunstrike pure damage, as well as, you know, the Faceless Voids right clicks, which isn't really that impressive just yet. Alright, let's take a look. What is happening? As the Morphling, the BKB should be out very soon. He does have, you know, a couple of TPs flying out. He needs 1300 more gold to complete the BKB. Okay, they get a jump on Tamer Wild in the top lane. They do manage to find that kill, and now Sing Sing will be chronoed up solo by Sidoi. He's trying to get that kill on him. They do have the call available, and it looks like they will be able to get the kill. As Sing Sing is trying to buy some time. No-Tail on the line does get killed as well, so 2-for-1 trade, but I mean, the Invoker is still worth quite a lot at this point, so slightly in favor of Flipside, as apparently the Mirana is very close to the Invoker's farm, so, you know, 2-for-1 trade apparently still paying off for Flipside, even though they are still ahead in the game, only by pretty much like 3,000 gold, so I guess, you know, it does make a difference. We do have that replicate from the Morphling doing a little bit of work. The Axe replicate super tanky, super annoying, and they don't want him to get that farm value by just using the replicate to clear creep waves. So they're trying to kill it. They will even downgrade just to make sure that Bone 7 doesn't sit there and control it too much. We do have the Titan up with the Refresh Up being purchased up as the third item, as he's just been banking up gold the whole game, and suddenly Refresh Up out of nowhere. That will be a little bit scary, as you know. 3 blinks on his team. We have that Refresh Up on the Titan, so you will be able to get that double Ravage off. And that's, you know, the dream team fight. They just need to be able to get all of those spells off. Top lane, we do have the pipe being triggered, as Kaipi, they may be on the move, and Flipside, they don't want to leave anything to chance. The Invoker does back himself up a little bit. They will be able to get the tier 2 tower just with the Forge Spears, as well as the Sidoi alone. And then I imagine they will back themselves up. They do have the Aegis though, so, you know, Chronosphere cooldown for only 20 more seconds. And once that's off cooldown, I guess they can try and go for the high ground, even though that is dangerous. You know, they're playing against a Titan, or they're playing against Mirana with the Acronyms as well. He's going for the BKB as the next item, and they know that there's a multiple amount of blinks on Kaipi, so they can instantly just make that like team fight jump. But we'll see what Flipside decides to do. They do have the Glimmer Cape flying out from Dazzle, so they will be able to block a little bit of the magical damage on whoever gets jumped on first. The Invoker, you know, still just banking on gold. He does have that Achilles still in hand, so, you know, he wants to get that next big item as soon as possible. I'm kind of torn whether he wants to go for the Lincoln Sphere or the Octarine Core. I feel like Lincoln Sphere maybe is needed this game. Okay, he jumps onto No-Tail, but he just pokes him and then backs himself up, as he knows that, you know, No-Tail will just be able to get a Hex off on him and then back himself up, so he doesn't want to go greedy. He just goes in, pokes him, walks away. Alright, the faces what they decide to go for that BKB. And the Axe also buying a BKB now, so we do have a double BKB coming online from Flipside. That is a very scary timing, as obviously Kaipi, they don't know this is happening just yet, so that can be the surprise fact that they are looking for, a double BKB, even a 4-star on the Skywrath Mage. I'm just wondering what they want to replace it with, because the Axe doesn't have any. Okay, well, never mind. He has Tranquil Boots still in the inventory, so he will just remove them and get the BKB on him. The Faceless Void, obviously, he has multiple. Well, he has a room for it. He has the Aegis that he can replace later on as well. So, BKB, Assault Crest, Lincoln Sphere, Blink. This Faceless Void is a little bit scary to look at, as that will be pretty much like 2000 HP BKB online. The right click damage from Kaipi is, like I talked about earlier, not that scary, as you know, Morphling with Lincoln's Ethereal Blade and almost a BKB is the only right click damage that comes online, so I don't think he has to worry about anything right now. While that BKB is active, Kaipi really just doesn't have any way to deal with it, and even though they show up on the Titan, will be able to do a lot of work. That's only if he can use it when everyone gets caught. If he uses it onto 2 BKBs from True Course on Flipside, potentially even a 3rd BKB could come online very soon from the Invoker, if he wants to go full on YOLO, obviously. BKB would be the safety item on the Invoker as well. It makes sense to get that this game because you're against Ravage. Usually when you're playing against a Titan, you always want to get the BKB because the Ravage is just the greatest teamfight tool on Kaipi's team. So if you take that out of the equation, then you know it becomes very difficult for Kaipi to do anything about taking proper team fights. Alright, why not? That little chicken sound is always good. Vansko just toning his way through things. Alright, so let's look. We do have Bone 7 in the bottom lane, just making everything possible when it comes to split pushing. He's trying to get that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane at least, as some kind of trade. But Flipside, they're going on already. Sing Sing in the air, trying to get that leave away. He will be jumped on. He will be taken down. BKBs have been popped out by Flipside. Now Sedoi going very, very deep, but the BKB will run out very soon, so he needs to be a little bit careful. He will go outside of the base, and now it's the Sing Sing Mirana. He is dead. He does not buy back available for the next 30 seconds, so they do have a little bit of a window where they can play against 4 heroes. No-Tail, he does go in. He's trying to buy some space. As obviously, you know, use Hex, use stuns, use whatever you can. As Sedoi, he will be able to take that tier 3 tower down. Oh, a nice time walk dodge away from that Echo Storm. That's actually a little bit surprising you can do that. I'm not really sure if he like got into a gap where the Echo Storm wasn't there, but it kind of just seemed like he completely just like dodged the Echo Storm. I didn't know you could actually do that, but I guess, you know, you learn every day. Alright, Flipside, they're playing very, very safe, but I kind of like the way they're doing it. They got the kill onto the Sing Sing, which is obviously a higher priority kill. They got the tier 3 tower taken down in the top lane. They do still have a little bit of time left on the well, never mind, what am I saying? They don't have the Aegis anymore. The Aegis dropped down, so obviously they want to back up. They don't want to go too aggressive with the BKBs on cooldown. They do have the 3rd BKB coming online as well now on Tamar Wild, so he will be able to join the, you know, let's YOLO dive train. Triple BKB and Flipside, you know, the double Ravage suddenly does not look that scary, as the Kun on the Titan has still not been able to use his Ravage for the last like 10-15 minutes, but let's see if they can try and make this change around. As Kaipi, they are moving into the Radiant jungle. They are trying to find something. They do not have a smoke on them though, and I guess they just don't have any more available. Yep, 1 minute cooldown on the next smoke, so this is just, you know, walking in casually. Slasher does make an initiation. The blink away from No-Tail was pretty nicely timed, as nothing really happens. Okay, Ravage will be used. The Kun getting the double Ravage off, so at least getting the initial stomp. We do have Slasher getting that BKB off, and we do have Sedoi dropping down as the first one, as the Finger of Death does kill him from No-Tail, so they do get that perfect jump they were looking for with that double Ravage, and now Fanskull will be taken down as well. That is a 2-for-0 trade so far, as The Titan as well as the Morphling is moving forward. They're trying to get whatever they can find, but it looks like they will not be able to claim any more kills. That's Flipside. They have already backed themselves up. Slashro, he did have to use the BKB to survive there as well, so that is a 9-second BKB being wasted. And Kaipi, they're now trying to capitalize off of this. They will go for the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. They should be able to claim this as their Flipside. They don't want to commit any buybacks on the face as well. I'm not really sure if he has, he has a buyback available, but they don't want to use it. There's not really any reason to use it anyways, as Kaipi, they can't really go high ground with this. We do have Tamar Wild trying to set up for something though. He does see bonus 7. They do make an initiation. They do get a jump on him. They're doing a lot of damage to him. The BKB will be used on him. He's trying to make a turnaround onto Tamar Wild. They do have the vision with the gem on the Titan. So now Tamar Wild, he will be a little bit in trouble. The Ethereal Blade comes online, and now Slashdo going back in, trying to buy time for Tamar Wild to get out of there, but it looks like Tamar Wild will drop down. As Flipside, they tried to get the jump onto the Morphling and quickly get a kill, but this is horrible for them as they lose the mid lane as well. He didn't use the B. Well, he also used the BKB early, obviously, so he didn't use the BKB repeatedly, but either way, that's a lot of gold going towards Kaipi. Alright, I'm not really sure what Bone 7 is doing. I mean, that just seems like he's playing with fire, but I guess he doesn't really care at this point. He's sitting on 2.5k net worth. He just purchased up the travel boots so he can move around on the map a little bit more freely. Which is obviously fine. Sing Sing in the top lane does get taken down as the Doi goes in with that blink initiation, gets the Chrono Sphere off, and finally, Flipside, they get some kind of revenge onto Kaipi after Kaipi just won a good amount of fights. And let's see, as No-Till and Sexy Bamboo, they're moving in. They are just going for a warding mission. They do have the Titan in the backlands. He will come in with that gem, and they will be able to remove that sentry ward as well, just making sure that the enemy doesn't have any vision of them. And let's see the other heroes. We do have the 4-star online on the line. We do have the Titan, not really with the next item online. I imagine in this kind of game, Shiva Scout is pretty popular on the Titan, but I would also like to see something like Lotus Orb come online to be able to take away the silence from the Skywrath Mage. Okay, Slashaway is going up to the high ground, and this is not the place you want to be as Kaipi. They were sitting ready. They had that wall down previously, so I actually like the fact that they didn't take away the Sentry Ward, because this kind of means that, you know, Flipside, that they have a full sense of security, and that worked out as Slashdo, he just, you know, blindly went up the high ground and he gets taken down. So a very, very nice jump from Kaipi, getting yet another kill that way, and they're slowly making their return into the game, as now the net worth lead will only be on pretty much 5,000 gold towards Flipside, as it has been a little bit worse. Obviously it hasn't broken 10,000 net worth this game, but Flipside, they have been getting close multiple times, and you know, the top lane, they did get that tier 3 tower taken down. The Roshan is up and alive now. That will be the secondary Roshan of the game. And let's see, you know, Kaipi, they are just sitting around it. Maybe expecting Flipside to go in with whatever hero, and then they can try and make another jump on them. But so far they are keeping themselves rather in the back, as Skywrath Mage does have that gem available as well. He does have 4-star Veil and then Aetherlands on top of that. Roger does have that Glimmer Cape online as the only like real item on him. Sedoi does have its itemization 3.5k gold, and I'm not really sure what he wants to go for as the next item. Same for the Tamar Wild on the Invoker. As you know, at this point you kind of want to just like bank up gold until you can get a huge item, sell the drums perhaps, sell the Midas, whatever, and then get something like an Archery Call. Okay, Sidoi goes in, tries to make an initiation, but he does get ravaged up. Roger does get taken down as well as the double ravage comes online from the Kun again, and once again that will be a very, very big win. All of a sudden Tamar Wild does pop his BKB, doesn't really get any value out of it. Sing Sing pops his BKB as well, he will be fine. The Mystic Flare doesn't do any damage to him. And now let's see Kaipi, they're trying to make a jump once again as the Chronosphere comes online from Sedoi. He's trying to do some damage onto the Kun, but the Kun is fairly tanky. This is not the easiest guy to kill. Vansk on the backlands will be taken down by the Mirana. Tamar Wild gets killed as well. And now suddenly Flipside, they're just losing everything. Sedoi, he used the buyback for this, remember that, and he is all but alone, as this will be a very slow death for sure, as Sedoi, he is dead. And talk about the perfect fight for Kaipi. They get the double ravage off again through the BKBs. The BKBs didn't get used. The Doi got taken down straight off the bat, as he didn't have a chance to use the BKB. He was a little bit greedy with it. He was late with it, whatever you want to call it. And now suddenly he buys back, trying to secure the Roshan fight for his team. And they lose him again. And now double buyback will come online from Flipside, as the Invoker as well as the Axe buys back. And Kaipi, they're still feeling hungry as that's only 3 people left on Flipside. They still have the Skywrath Mage on cooldown, and they know that the Faceless Void cannot come back in, and Timok, while he's dead again. Kaipi, they got that ethereal bed shot on him, and they got him killed. And now they will be able to get at least a set of racks as the bottom lane will be assaulted. Kaipi will get the mirror racks, and oh no, till he's moving on forward. The arrow comes through, hits onto Slash though. That could be big. Heal set will be used on him by Elder. I'm not really sure why he went for the heal set. Oh, the Mystic Flare. Bone 7 will be killed. The Titan gets taken down as well. As that call into the Mystic Flare was beautiful for Vansko as well as Slash though. Now they go back in. The Metarax is very close to being dropped down. And, you know, finish it off. Sing Sing will finish it. They will pop the BKBs. They will try and disengage as they maybe went a little bit too greedy, expecting that, you know, without the Invoker, without the Faceless Void, they can do everything. But they were proven wrong as Bone 7 gets killed. He was a little bit too cocky, overcommitted a little bit too much. That's pretty much 4,000 gold going back towards Flipside. They lose the Titan as well. And, you know, Flipside, they could have lost a lot more there. They could have definitely just lost the bottom racks, and then Kaipi could have disengaged without losing anything. But they were smelling the kill onto Axe, and, you know, sometimes, man, sometimes you just go too greedy. It will still be 7.5 thousand gold ahead all of a sudden out of that 5-man team wipe, that dieback on Sedoy, and you know, all of those things. So Roshan is still available from both teams. The double Ravage will be on cooldown for 30 more seconds, so Kaipi, they will pretty much have it up and available again before the Roshan can be killed by Flipside. They are trying to go in and contest it though as early as possible, and we do have the Yellow Titan trying to just delay it as much as possible. It's on pretty much like 1/3 HP. Well, 2/3 HP, sorry. 1/3 HP down. And let's see, a small fling, you know, the next item on him, he does have 4,000 gold, nearly 5,000. Slash though, does get gone on by No Tail, but he does miss the Impale, and now the arrow gets used onto Sedoy. Grey will be used instantly, keeping him alive. He will be fine, but that's a lot of damage. Oh, the Ravage comes in, as the Coon, he's not done yet. He has that refresh up available as well, so the next Ravage can come online. BKBs have been used by Flipside, and now the Coon gets taken down, as the secondary Ravage will not be used. Not this day at least. We do have Tamer Wild in the backlands getting taken down. We do have the Faceless Void dropping down as well. Roger getting the TP out. And Vansko is trying to do the same. He will be hexed up by No Tail though, so that is 3 people down. And Slash though in the bottom lane will be trying to go out, but the Blink Impale from No Tail right in the face of Slash though. And this guy is very, very dead. Triple kill to Bone 7. So once again, Flipside, they lose a massive fight. The only one they got killed was a Titan though. I think the Titan we brought back instantly, just like expecting the fight to be a little bit more difficult. You know, in case of emergency, he still had the secondary Ravage available. But you know, it didn't really seem like it was necessary, but you might as well be sure. Whenever you want to win those big team fights, it's all about winning the next fight, getting the next Roshan, then you're in a good position. So you rather want to use the buyback if you're the first one dying anyways, and then just, you know, get back in the fight, get back in the fray. And Flipside, this is late game, my friends. Late game where they just don't have what it takes to finish it. As Trollcated was lead onto Kaipi, they are looking super scary at this point. As the Morphling has the Aegis available, he does have the Manta Cell up and running now as well. 2.5k gold on top of that. The Old Titan suddenly has a Pipe plus a Shiva's God coming online very soon. So, you know, super big items on an Elder Titan position 4. The Mirana has the Ethereal Blade as well. BKB 4,500 gold on top of that. So, you know, item wise, Kaipi in the last couple of minutes where they've gotten 2 full team wipes on Flipside, suddenly they're just getting insane amounts of items. Even the line is sitting on an Aether Lens, a gem as well. And Flipside themselves, you know, apart of like after those BKBs, they haven't really been able to itemize any further. Tamer Wild doesn't even have the next item. You can see he's used that buyback one time already, and you know he's died a couple of times. So getting the next item to replace the drums or the Midas is very delayed compared to what it should have been. The Faceless Void, you know, nothing after the BKB Assault Crest either. So Kaipi, they're just getting more and more items. So, you know, if they can win fights with items 10 minutes ago, then you know it will be a lot easier now. Alright, I'm just switching away. Bone 7 gets initiated on. He does get taken down with that Aegis. A little bit unfortunate as the damage is definitely real from Flipside, but they do lose Van Skull. And now with the Aegis getting popped, Bone 7 is going in. He gets a kill onto the dash. The Chronosphere is pretty good from Sadoy, but I'm not sure it's enough as the Coon will get the Ravage off. He does have the Refresher up used for that. So the next Ravage will be in cooldown for a long time, but Taper Wild gets killed in the backline. Slasher will be controlled of. He's the last one standing. And let's see, he will be popping that Blade Mill. He's trying to survive. He does get stunned up by No-Till. He does have that Hex available as well, so that will be a 5-man team wipe. And all it cost was that Aegis on Bone 7. A little cheeky taunt came online. I'm pretty sure it was No-Till going for that. And GG well played will be called, as that will be game 1 of this best of 3 series, concluded with Flipside losing the game. As you know, Kaipi, they made a very big turnaround so all of a sudden, and they will be able to win off of that. So well played by Kaipi, and let's see what Flipside can do in game 2 to switch it up. As you know, they were looking pretty good for the whole game. They were ahead most parts of the game. They were kind of dominating Kaipi in the early game as well, you know, winning all 3 lanes when it came to last hits. They lost a couple of kills in the lanes as well, but overall, Flipside, they were looking very dominating. And then, you know, a couple of fights is all it takes from Kaipi in the late game, where they just turn it completely like 360 around, 380 whatever. Yo, 360, that's it. I'm not sure why I'm thinking about 380 anyways. Yeah, game 1 guys, so let's get ready for game 2, which will come out in a second. I'm Matt King Stoda, and I hope you guys enjoyed so far.
The glitter in the darkness of my world. Your picture perfect blue, sunbathing on the moon, stars shining as your bones illuminate. First kiss just like a drug, under your influence. You take me over, you're the magic in my veins. This must be love. No silver or no gold could dress me up so good. You're the glitter in the darkness of my world. Just tell me what to do, I'll fall right into you. Going under 'cause the spell, just say the word. I feel your love. Boom, clap, sound in my heart. The beat goes on and on and on and on. And boom, clap, you make me feel good. Come on to me, come on to me now. Boom, clap, sound in my heart. The beat goes on and on and on and on. And boom, clap, you make me action was a purple gang, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in old cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Number 47 said to number 3, you the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I sure would be delighted with your company. Come on and do the jailhouse rock with me, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in old cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock, 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 rock. Sad sack was sitting on a block of stone. We're over in the corner weeping all alone. The warden said, hey buddy, don't you be no square. You can't find a partner, use a wooden chair, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the old cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Shifter Henry said the books for heaven's sake. No one's looking out a chance to make a break. Bugsy turned to Shifter and he said, nix, nix. I wanna stick around, I wanna get my kicks, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in old.
Alright guys, game 2 of Kaipi versus Flipside Tactics is beginning now. As Kaipi, they managed to find their way back in game 1. As Flipside Tactics, definitely they were looking amazingly strong that game. But you know, one very bad team fight being taken in the bottom lane where, you know, they lost a lot of people pretty much one by one, with Axe being the first one taken down. And you know, that's pretty much all it took. One bad team fight, then Kaipi got another team fight very well in their favor, and another one, and you know the story, guys. That's the turnaround in the late game. It's all about that one big team fight that you win, and then suddenly you can be back in the game. And that's definitely what happened for Kaipi. And let's see, as Flipside Tactics, they go for the similar bans as game one. They're not really feeling like they need to change anything up. Kaipi, they do ban out the Oracle, so also the same as game 1. Let's see if they want to ban out the Axe. Usually I wouldn't really say that Axe is like a first ban thing, but I mean, against Flipside, Slash literally plays it every single game. So I would be surprised anything else than a ban attempt on it, but they do go for the Drow Ranger yet again, so the same bans as game 1, pretty much in the same order as well, so they don't even want to switch the order to make it look fancy. But let's see, Flipside Tactics, what will they pick up as the first pick? They do still have the option to go for something like the Shadow Demon, the Axe, the Sand King. Both teams, they do like the Sand King. I mean, Kaipi especially, they love running the Sand King both in the offlane as well as position 4, so Flipside, they should be worried about that, at least to an extent. And Flipside themselves, you know, Shadow Demon, very strong here, still in the pool. The Elder Titan did a lot of work in the last game as well, but you know, they will lead off for the Shadow Demon this time around. And let's see, as Kaipi, you know, they can still go for the sexy Bamboo Elder Titan. They can pick Sand King for him. They can pick whatever they want. He just wants something flashy so he can go in and do a lot of damage. And yeah, let's see if they can fulfill his dreams. Alright, it will be the Elder Titan being picked up by Kaipi, so I imagine they won't get the position for Sand King just because of that hero, obviously. Elder Titan in a position 4 with a greedy Sand King support, that doesn't really make sense, as then you suddenly have like something like a 4 to 5 melee lineup, and no one wants to have that, especially not against potentially that second pick Axe that could come online from Slasher yet again. Let's see.
Mirana.
Okay, so Kaipi, they go for the same opening, as it will be the ET into Mirana. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. They won the game. Maybe it was a little bit messy, but they did win the game regardless. So they're not feeling too worried about going for the same heroes. And Flipside Tactics, they do go for the Axe yet again. So Slasho, you will still get your Axe. One time an Axe player, always an Axe player, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so let's see. Kaipi, they do ban the Disruptor like they did in game 1. Makes sense, because that lineup in the first game, pretty much the Disruptor could have been very, very painful for them, so it makes a lot of sense going for that ban again. The Faceless Void will be banned out by Flipside Tactics, as Sidoi apparently doesn't feel like playing that. And obviously it was like a 50-50, a deny pick as well as just a good pick for themselves. They had a lot of good setups. It had great synergy with the Skywrath Mage, obviously, as well as the Invoker. However, it felt mostly like a deny pick in the last game, as they picked it up third. And when you see an Elder Titan as well as a Mirana on Kaipi's side, you really don't want them to get the Faceless Voice. So they do decide to go for the ban of it instead, and Slug will be banned out by Kaipi as well. A very annoying here to deal with. Good against the Elder Titan if you get a Shadow Blade early. Find him on his own, then it doesn't really matter if he goes for the Echo Stomp. You can just purge it away and get a solo kill. Get a solo kill over and over again. Same thing for the Mirana in like the mid game scenario. The leap doesn't help you against the pounce. So there's multiple ways that can make Slug a little bit annoying, especially if you don't have any good way to deal with him. And so far, I don't think they want to go for any like hardcore counters for a hero like Slug. They already have a lot of AoE, so they don't want to be building multiple AoE heroes in the next couple of picks. So let's see. Alright, so let's see the next ban from Flipside Tactics. They could go for the Morphling ban if they wanted to, but I'm pretty sure the Morphling wasn't really the main issue in the last game. It felt like the Axe was a pretty good solution to him. They did a lot of damage to him with the pure damage, and it was just pretty much the overall aspect when they started losing the game, when they threw a lot of when they threw that first fight and then ended up losing multiple fights. I don't think it was anything wrong with the lineup necessarily. It just felt like they took a very, very bad fight on the Flipside Tactics side, and Kaipi pretty much just full on capitalized off of it. So if Flipside go for a similar lineup like the last time around, I wouldn't be surprised. Both teams played well, so they can just repeat the first game, and then it may end differently. So we'll see. The Darkseid will be banned out by Flipside Tactics, expecting that annoying offlane, as the Axe, if you have an Axe being picked up, you can always think about getting like an aggressive tri-lane going, and then the Axe can be sent into the solo lane against whoever Kaipi picks up in the offlane position. And Darkseid definitely would be one hero that can actually lane, not necessarily like amazingly well against the Axe, but he can lane to an extent. He can annoy the Axe a little bit, maybe contest the farm of the Axe as well. And usually you have something like the Sand King being picked up against the Axe, which is okay, but the Axe will still get free farm in either scenario. So we'll see what Flipside decides to do. And Kaipi, they go for the Lina. Okay, so support Lina, I imagine. A lot of burst damage, obviously, much in the same way as the Lion, but I'm kinda curious to why they pick up the Lina and not something like the Lion. I guess the Lina can kind of abuse the Shadow Demon's disruption if he uses it defensively. They have a lot of combos with the Lina with the Lina setting up for the Echo Stomp from the Elder Titan and the other way around. But apart from just having a lot of burst damage, I'm not really sold on the idea of picking up a Lina. I feel like a Lion could do the same. And Echo Stomp as well as the Light Strike away, there's not really any of them that sets up perfectly for the other one. Whereas if you picked up a Lion, that setup would be good for the Echo Stomp, and I don't know. Lina seems like a weird pick.
Slaughter.
And now they do pick up the Slaughter, so that will be the Coon playing the Slaughter in the offlane position most likely. And Flipside Tactics, they did pick up the Riki, as it will be... I was gonna say, Axe Riki in the offlane potentially, but that's not really something like the best offlane in the world. Riki is a very annoying hero in general, though, as the 3 first heroes on Kaipi's side, they rely on using their spells to get in and out of the fights and to work in the fights. So the smoke screen can be pretty nice. Semi-carry potential in the mid/late game as well. The Slaughter is just a natural response to the Riki, as you do get that value from having the amplified damage, so you can spot out the Riki with that spell. It's good against the Axe as well, because he has that Berserker's Call that can give him a lot of bonus armor, and he is also a very tanky hero in general, so amplified damage has multiple uses this game. Initiation hero, you always want an offlaner who can initiate for you, so it kind of just fits together. And when you have the Elder Titan who can take away all of the base armor from the heroes, then the amplified damage only takes away the bonus armor, so it will be very easy to do right click damage on the flip side with these two heroes in synergy with each other. Alright, and the Lightsteel does get banned out last by Kaipi. Expecting someone who can deal with all of those magical stuns from Kaipi makes sense, I guess. Lifesteal is a little bit annoying to deal with. You do have that potential for a Riki Lifesteal bomb, an Axe Lifesteal bomb, so there's multiple ways you can make some surprise movements with the Axe as well as a Riki, and having a Lifesteal on your team. The Morphling does get banned up by Flipside Tactics, expecting Kaipi to perhaps go for the same kind of hero. The Morphling is fine this game. I mean, surely you can do pretty much the same thing as it did in the first game. In the first game, the Riki's smokescreen is a little bit annoying, but I feel like the first game, the Morphling was a little bit more vulnerable than it is in this game, because in the first game they had the Skywrath Mage who could use his Mystic Flare every single time Axe went in for call, which is a huge amount of damage. But this game they only have the Invoker Sunstrike, so it's a little bit easier for Morphling to survive, and therefore they just decide to completely ban it out. They will pick up the Juggernaut, so they will get that magic immune hero, not the burstiest of all heroes in the game, but the Juggernaut will be able to survive most likely. AFK farm potential is great if he gets a Battle Fury early. The Omnislash should be able to always do a lot of work onto Kaipi's lineup. I'm pretty sure you can actually leap away from the Omnislash if you time it in between the slashes, like you can do with like a 4-star from the Axe or whatever. If you get out of vision, there's multiple ways you can make tricks happen against the Omnislash. You could also just get an Eel Scepter off Ghost Scepter, but if you want to do it the fancy way, then I'm pretty sure Leap can get away from the Omnislash. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can do it. That's just brainstorming, though. Obviously, that won't be happening too often in the game, but we'll see. Kaipi, they will finish up the draft with the next pick, and safe lane carry-wise, I mean, I would like to see something like a Sven potentially coming online. Very tanky hero. Armor's always great against the Juggernaut because he doesn't really have a good way to do damage against high armor targets. And yeah, Sven will be picked up. Obviously, they do have like 1.5 right clickers on flip sides. It's Flipside Tactics. The Juggernaut dude does a lot of physical damage on him. He does have the spin, which is his magical burst, but other than the first like 10-15 minutes of the game, it will be mainly his ultimate as well as his right click that comes into effect. The Invoker, a lot of his damage is also physical with the Forged Spirits as well as his right clicks when he's trying to do the Forged Spirit cold snap stuff. So the Sven with the heavy armor will be able to dodge a little bit of that, and blink on Sven, blink on Slaughter, then suddenly you have a very, very aggressive gang squad. The Luna, compared to having the Lion, like in the last game, is just more burst damage, honestly. That's the only reason I can think about the Lina being picked up. It's just a better hero in the lane, it's more mobile, it's a lot faster than the Lion, and it does a lot more damage, so once you get to that level 6 on the Lina, having the Laguna Blade available, having multiple bursty spells as well, it's gonna be hurting when Kaipi gets a hold of you, as they can do so much damage. If they get one stun of you, if they get one stun onto anyone, then they can just follow up endlessly. The Slaughter gets a blink on someone, he gets a stun off on them, then the Lina follows up, then the Echo Storm comes up to follow that up, the Stormhammer from the Sven, I mean, they can just keep on going. Even the Arrow, all of those heroes have stuns available for them. So Flipside, I mean, they pretty much have to get the perfect jump on the enemy team. If they get jumped, then they will just be stun locked until they are dead. So Let's see if Flipside can manage to do so. Alright, let's see. We do have the Ricky just scouting out things. He does put that aggressive ward down in the top lane as well, so they can spot out the movements up here. And it looks like he may be considering to go and just leash the lane a little bit in the off lane. Yep, that seems like that will be the case, as they're running this lineup a little bit greedy. As Slasher, he will be jungling to begin things off with the Iron Talon. Obviously, they don't have the secondary support that can make his laning experience a little bit easier. So up against the tri lane, he doesn't really have a good way to do this. Oh, they do spot out. Okay. I was gonna say they do spot out the Ricky, but never mind, as the Ricky blocks the offlane pull camp as well as takes away that sentry roll that he saw Delina put down. So 2-in-1 trade. Alright, so a little pause coming online, just casually hanging on tight. We do have Sexy Bambo in the mid lane trying to help Sing Sing a little bit, but it's kind of limited how much he can do. Maybe just go up and trade some hits with the Invoker, make sure that Sing Sing can get the first creep wave for free. The Rick in the top lane, like I was talking about, he's trying to run this super greedy, as he just wants to leash the off lane. They will be able to deny everything, so it's limited how much farming he can get in this off lane, but they don't have any more sentries available, they don't have any dust available either, so he can stay up here pretty much as long as he wants to. So it depends on what he wants to do in the map. So far he does have the boots of speed available, so it doesn't really feel like he's trying to go for like some kind of gank style. And I mean, no till, he's moving around. Roger can just follow him, hit him a couple of times maybe, or at least just spot out what the hell he's doing. As Sexy Bambo is in the jungle harassing Slashlow a little bit, as he does know that Axe in the jungle position, he is usually known for getting very, very low when it comes to HP. And you can see Elder Titan, he's even just going in and being a little bit cheeky, blocking one of the camps from the Axe. The Axe does just move himself to the offlane camp, and Elder Titan, oh, the courier could be a thing of beauty if he gets that, but they should be able to control it. Oh, as I'm saying that though, one hit. I want the cure. Give it to me. Give it to me. He may be able to get Slashlow instead. Hit Slashlow. Hit him. Yeah, there we go, boy. Bambo. I was gonna say, like, if you don't get the kill on the Axe, that because you want to greet a courier, that's that's a little bit insane. But either way, a very, very good kill, shutting down Slashlow from farming. And you know, he's having a hard time already, as the early game from the Axe in the jungle is very important, because you can get the first like 3-4 levels very quickly. But if the supports from Kaipi can just keep on doing this work and even getting a kill in the mid lane, with the Lina just going in with Light Strike away, the arrow hitting, I imagine, onto Tamar Wild, and you know, 2 kills all of a sudden, Kaipi, they're off to a good start. Alright, so in the top lane we do have Bone 7 just getting free farm heals, as I talked about earlier, denying as much as possible. Roger, he's only sitting on level 2, so it's very limited what he's getting out of this leeched off lane. So down the bottom lane is also getting a good amount of free farm, but the Coon is being able to leech fully, as you know, he's getting a couple of blasts his way now and then. He's leeching the lane, he's getting his levels slowly and surely. Tamar Wild in the mid lane already a little bit behind compared to Sing Sing. He does have a net last hit advantage, but getting that kill on him is a little bit unfortunate. And let's see, we do have the Rookie starting to make the rotations around, as they want to be able to find something. Slashlow is in the offlane now as well, so they're just trying to make a trade-off. The Axe in the offlane isn't really that survivable right now, as he only has a stout shield as well, so the Iron Talon available. But he rather wants the support heroes to try and kill him in the offlane, rather than sitting in the jungle on like 10 HP and then letting Bambo go in there and like right-click punch him in the face one time and then get a free kill. Makes sense. The Ricky can also help him a little bit. You can see the Ricky's already spotting out the movements from Sexy Bambo, so now the Axe will just move himself into the jungle and, you know, just move back and forward according to what kind of information the Ricky gets. And you can see they do spot out Bambo moving up there, and they do get a jump on him. They will be able to... Oh, they block him. They block him. Bambo, my boy. This is the saddest way to die in the world. Oh, Slashro, he's so happy right now. He gets his vengeance onto Bambo after getting that after dying like that earlier. So a 1-for-1 between those two heroes. Obviously, Sing Sing does have a kill to his name as well, but at least the game kinda equalizes to an extent. Net worth wise, we do have Kaipi sitting on 1000 net worth right now, so having a much better start. Also 1000 experience going that way. And Flipside, they definitely need to continue getting these kind of small pickoffs if they want to stay in the game. Slasher needs to continue getting a lot of farm. He can get a lot more farm than the Slaughter. He's already getting more last hits, even though he had a horrible start. But you know, he needs to keep on going, because right now they're falling behind. Alright, Vansko moving in there with his double damage. He is feeling a little bit ballsy right now, sitting on 110 damage. Obviously trying to get some stacks onto the other side as well. The Sunstrike will be used onto Sexy Bambo. Sexy Bambo is very much in trouble, as 4 stacks will be enough to clean the kill on him. So the second time Bambo drops down this game. A little bit interesting that he decided to go back in onto Vansko, as considering he knows they have a Sunstrike available. He already had like 3 stacks on him. Top lane, we do have Slashro getting dove very deep under the tier 2 tower, but they do manage to get a kill on him. We do have the Roger rotating up to the top lane, trying to get a kill on No Tail, and he's going to run him down, but No Tail is a little bit faster. The boots of speed does help him along the way. We do have that Blink Star available in 5 seconds. So let's see if Roger can get the next Blink Strike on, and it depends if he gets a jump here. Oh, the Sunstrike onto No Tail, and they will be able to get the return kill. So 1-for-1 trade in the top lane engagement, as the Axe will be traded for the Lina. Alright, so let's see, after the game has been pacified a little bit, we do have Sven with his Helm of the Dominator available. He's level 6 as well. He does have that Dominator creep coming online as well now, so he's starting to stack up a little bit for himself. You know, slowly getting more farm. He is sitting on 45 last hit, so he's having a little bit of a better time compared to Sidor and the Juggernaut. They both have the level 6 available, so the Omnis Slash could come into effect. We do have the Gas Strength available as well. Sexy Bambo in the bottom lane. He's trying to contest the stack, as they want to be able to clear at least a little bit of it. Is it a quadro stack so far, so if they can clear it, that's a lot of gold going that way. Sidoi doesn't really have any idea of this happening so far, so let's see if they can actually, yeah, they clean the whole thing. We even have Sing Sing rotating down here in case anything goes wrong. We do have the Lina down here as well. No Tail sitting ready in case of emergency, and they will manage to clear that stack, no problem there. So that's a lot of gold going away from Flipside. You can see Vansko is just pinging it out, and he will find out very quickly that it's already gone. No Tail will be gone, and Disruption will be used on him. They do have the Omnis Slash available, so okay, they will just go for the spin. They will block him, and that's a little, that's you know, the spot you can get blocked, where there's a little cliff next to you, and then you have some illusions next to you, and you have the player standing in front of you. So, you know, just getting an illusion block off, and No Tail will be dropping down because of that. A nice little cheap thing. Obviously, he didn't have to use the Omnisize because of that, so it's always good. Just save your ultimate for something bigger. Mid lane, we do have Sing Sing maybe getting jumped, as we do have the Smoke Cloud available from Roger. They could try and make an engagement here. It's a little bit difficult though. Sing Sing. Oh, they're thinking about it. Smoke Cloud, Sunstrike comes online as well. They will get a jump, and they will maybe be able to get a kill, and they will indeed be able to get the kill of Sexy Bambo. The Echo Stomp does not come out quick enough, so they won't be able to survive. with Sing Sing's Mirana. Now Slasher, he's moving in from the side as well. They are pinging in, trying to get the rotation in. Roger is moving in there as well. And, you know, Slasher, he doesn't really care. He's following up. He wants to continue going. The tunnel will come through. He's waiting for the soundtrack to be online, I imagine. But no, he goes for soundtrack. Will be available now. But the Coon comes in. He does have the Amplify available as well. He will go in. He will try to make an engagement going. Echo Storm can come out, but it's not really hitting on to anyone. He does get the stomp. He does get the Slithering Crusher off. We do have Sing Sing moving in as well. He has used his ultimate to be able to get that invisibility. The arrow flies out. Doesn't hit onto Slasher. Slasher is buying so much space, but if he dies, it's worth it. And they will be able to get the kill. So finally, they get the kill. Sing Sing will just move himself back to the mid lane. And yeah, in the meantime, we did also have Vanscott dropping down. Okay, yeah, he got killed by the Roshan, so he just denied himself. No biggie. 500 gold going to the side of Kaipi, though after that kill we do have the Sven sitting on top of the net worth. He does have a couple of stacks available as well. They have blocked it now though, so, or actually they have dewarded already, so never mind. And they're just continuing to stack it up. You know, the Sven will be able to get a lot of gold going his way, just continuing doing this. He has the threats available, he has the Helm of Dominator. The next item will be the Echo Saber into a blink most likely. The Slaughter is sitting on 1000 gold as well. He's not decided to go for any boost yet, so he's going for the as early as possible kind of blink dagger by the looks of things. He's level 7 right now. Net worth wise, he's actually ahead of the axe, so he's doing a little bit better than expected. Yeah, Mirana sitting on his, you know, early game items. He has enough gold to buy a point boost as well. He most likely will do so. Yeah, he's just going to the secret shop, he purchases it, and he will slowly move into that Academ Scepter. If he can get it early, that's great. And meanwhile, on flip side, we do have the axe not really having any great farm. He's sitting on Tranquil Boots and an Iron Talon. No Vanguard early this game, and compared to the last game where he had Vanguard plus Blink at like 13-14 minutes, this is a very slow start for Sludgelow. The Rookie gets killed in the bottom lane as they do find that initiation on him. Having those sentry wards available is always good. I'm not sure if they actually used dust to sentries there, but it seemed like, yeah, they used dust from the other Titan, so it's a sneaky kill. Let's see what other items we have available. Okay, top lane, Slasher gets initiated on. Bone 7 is trying to get the kill on him. He is blocking him as well, as they really want to be able to secure this kill. And it looks like Slasher make... Oh, so close. One more hit from Sexy Bambo. That was as close as it could have been. But Slasher, he does get out of there with his life. Let's see. Suddenly we have Kaipi with a 1500 net worth lead, still getting slowly and surely in the lead. We do have that ancient stack being very, very big at this point, so the Sven will try and go in there and try and contest it very soon. We do have the axe available on Flipside though, so they have the lineup that can try and contest it. He does need the Vanguard to be able to be tanky enough to, well, even the Vanguard doesn't actually make him tanky enough to survive it, but it helps a little bit. If they want to contest it with the healing ward, they should be able to contest it completely. But he needs the Vanguard complete, he needs 800 more gold to complete it, and I'm pretty sure they will clear out this camp before that happens. As you can see, we do have Bambo just once again trying to make another sack happen, but the Forge Spirit comes in from the Invoker, spotting it out, and, you know, blocking it as well. Let's see, Tamar Wild. Does he have the Midas? Yeah, he has the Midas coming online now, so that will be an 11-minute Midas. With the Ring of Aquila, obviously it is a little bit delayed compared to getting that like level 9 Midas or whatever. But he does have it online now, slightly delayed. He will be able to continue farming a little bit faster than Sing Sing, but obviously that's only until Sing Sing has his Academ Scepter, which is only 2000 gold away. Pode 7, he is clearing the stack now as well, and looks like they're not really getting anything to contest it. Roger is moving in, trying to get some protection off, and he will be taken down as Lena, you know, no tail. He just goes for that Laguna Blade. No Ricky's allowed, and Ricky will be taken down pretty much at the same exact spot that he died like a second ago, so I'm a little bit surprised that he goes in and tries for the same play, but you know, he really wanted to know whether or not that ancient stack had been found, and now Kaipi, they're going for 3-man smoke. And let's see what they can find, as we do have Sedoy, a potential target. He's very hard to kill though, so they will probably try and make a rotation to the mid lane and kill Tamar Wild if anyone. The Ricky is here as well. They do have no more dust available actually. They do have a sentry though. Sexy Bambo, his sentry will block. It will drop down. They do pop down the sentry ward as well, but Roger, he will stay himself very far away. Now the Coon moves into the mid lane. Sunstrike comes out, doesn't hit onto anything, and now Tamer Wild may be a little bit in danger in the mid lane. The arrow will be tanked by one of the Forged Spirits, so nice play by Tamer Wild keeping himself alive, and he will be the no-tail boy dropping down the mid lane as Vance got TP's in as well. A mass rotation from Flipside. They're a little bit tired about losing the fight, so they will just rotate a lot of forces and make sure that they do get the trade, and now they can take a T1 tower off of that, as Sexy Bambo will do whatever he can to try and contest this. He will go for the Echo Stomp as well, doing a little bit of damage on the flip side, but they should be able to get this tier 1 tower. I don't think Kaipi really has what it takes to contest this, but as I say that though, the Slaughter does have this blink available and they are rotating in there. Bone 7 doesn't have this blink available himself though, but you know, Echo Saber is available, he soon has the blink. And Kaipi, they're getting a lot of big item timings online as a Mirana with the Academic Scepter. 1500 gold to go. The Slaughter has this blink up, and the Sven will have the blink very soon as well, so that is a pretty huge power spike from Kaipi, whereas Flipside, you know, the Vanguard is completed on the axe, but the blink is still a far away from being completed. And now the Coon goes in, gets a jump onto Rogers, the Disruption will be used onto him, making him actually survive a little bit further. Now Vanska will be Laguna bladed by the Lina, will be dropping very low, but Vanska will barely be able to survive. Roger will be the only one dropping down on Flipside side, but either way, that's still one more kill. And now Sedoi will be initiated on. The Omnislice does come out, keeping him alive so far, but the Echo Stomp hits him and he will be taken down. Now Slasher in the backlines will be taken down by Bone 7 as well, as he gets that jump on him, and Vansko, you know, trying to sit around and no till he's like one hit tab kills Vansko as well. So that is a 4 for nothing trade, as Flipside they now rotate Roger into the mid lane, and you know, they were pinging him like madmen. They really want to get that kill on him. The Sentry will be put down. They may actually be able to get this kill. Oh, but it just takes him a little bit too long to be able to get that kill. They even use another Sentry Roller. Sexy Bambo, he's like all over the place. He's like all about the kills. Tamer Wild does get stomped up. Sexy Bambo could have just gone for the instant TP, but he decides to take the long walk away. He may be Sunstriked here though. Roger moves in as well, so they will be able to get that kill. And yeah, he will be taken down slowly but surely. I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't just go for the instant TP, because he hit the Echo Stomp onto the Invoker. He saw it hit onto the Invoker, so he should just, you know, instant TP away. They didn't have anything nearby to be able to cancel it. Obviously, he could have thought that Slasher was moving in as well, or the Vansko Disrupt, well, Shadow Demon, sorry, was coming in as well, but it seemed like the safer play, because, you know, he knew Ricky was somewhere around here, and with the Forge Spirits following him as well, that's like not gonna happen. You won't be able to survive, or at least you have a very hard time doing so. Alright, let's take a look at the items coming online. We do have the Blink Deck online on Sven, and he is sitting on a 3k net worth lead compared to the Juggernaut, so that net worth lead is kind of scary, as you know, if the Juggernaut ever falls behind, he has a very hard time to do anything about it. He doesn't have the Battlefield available either. He went for the Yasha as the first item, so I imagine he may consider going for Yasha, like naked Yasha into a Battlefield, just because he needs to catch up with the Sven. Usually go for Mantis style into the Battlefield if anything, but in this game, I mean, he's so far behind that he needs to get some kind of farming tool online to be able to keep up. And Bone 7, you know, his item progression is looking a little bit scared. The next item will most likely be the BKB, and at that point, then it's just, you know, the Kaipi show running wild. As we do have Sexy Bambo with his early items as well. Sing Sing does have that Academic Scepter coming online very soon, and the Haste Rune will be available for him, so that's always nice, as Fall Rune will always be able to do great stuff for you. The Axe still trying to finish his blink, I guess. This is getting later and later. It's almost 20 minutes into the game and he still doesn't have the blink available. The Invoker does have his Midas as well as the drums. He's trying to get the Trout Boots as the next item, but it seems like this game, Flipside, they really just need to be the ones dodging the fights from Kaipi, just rotating around, trying to make some split pushes happen with the Invoker, with the Juggernaut as well, as he can just go for the spin TPs back home. It definitely doesn't seem like this is a game like the first one where they are ahead in the early game. This is them playing from behind, and let's see if they can do that. Alright, Kaipi, they're trying to go in and make a trade-off, as the mid tower will be pushed in by Tamer Wild on the Invoker slowly. The top tier 2 tower will be taken down by Flipside, as well as Sedoi and Vansko is moving up there and trying to take that down. They should know that this Roshan is happening, but they don't really want to contest this, as this is not the time for them to fight. And with the Slaughter available as well, with the Bone 7 very scary with the guard strength as well, that will be a very easy Aegis pickup, and the Coon will be the one picking it up on the Slaughter, as Bone 7, he doesn't feel like he needs that extra bit of survivability. Obviously that would mean that he has to drop down one of his items But I'm pretty sure I've seen one of the previous Kaipi games where Bone 7 gave the Aegis away to one of the other heroes and then straight up died afterwards. So, you know, if he dies, it's not worth it. If he survives and, you know, the Kun can just go full YOLO with that Aegis available on him, he can go in, he can make a ballsy initiation, and then he can suicide forward, and then he will be back up. It seems like that's what they are betting for. As the Sven, I mean, he's very close to getting that BKB online, so obviously once he has that, he should not really have a chance to drop down. At least not in the next couple of fights. So I guess, you know, Aegis is better off on someone else. The Mirana could have been a better one, but I guess, you know, he's not the one initiating. He only wants to follow up on what the Kun does, so we'll see. They do go for 4-man smoke though, and let's see if they can do anything with it. Sing Sing does have the Akon himself available, so that is, you know, the biggest power spike that he can get this game. They do go for some deep vision from No Tail, and let's see as in the meantime, Flipside, they also smoked up themselves. We do have Sexy Bambo smoked up. We do have Vanscott being spotted out. They are thinking about going in. They do get the initiation out, and they get the arrow as well, and he will be taken down. In the meantime, we do have Elotide moving in, trying to get some more vision going. And yeah, they don't get anyone else. They don't find the Ricky. They don't find anyone. But they do get the kill onto Vanscott, so, you know, better than nothing. Even though it's a position 5 kill who's very, very poor. But he actually has more net worth than Delina, so I guess No Tail, he's the poor man support if anyone. Alright, 3,000 net worth lead on Kaipi. Let's see if they can be the ones falling behind after one big team fight like Flipside did in the last game. BKB will be purchased by Bone 7, so he is very, very strong from now on, and further into the game. The Axe finally has his blink available as well, so he will be able to make those blink initiations. The Blade Mail will be insanely great this game, as obviously the Sven is a very heavy right clicker, so if you can get that Blade Mail as soon as possible, that will be able to reflect a lot of damage. Tamer Wild in the top lane, they're trying to get a kill on him. They do have that amplified damage on him, and they will be able to stun him up with Bone 7 Stormhammer as well, and that's a very simple kill. Sven will be able to get that last hit, so more and more gold going towards him, as he's now having a 5,000 net worth lead compared to the Jerk as well as in Mocha, who's number 2/3 of the net worth list. Obviously the Sing Sing on the Mirana is still a little bit behind. He's trying to catch up. The Axe is already caught up with the Slaughter on the plate by the Kun, so it's pretty much just, you know, Sven having all of the farm in the game. Alright, let's see. We do have Bone 7 getting initiation onto Slashlow, trying to get the kill on him, but Vanscott is keeping him safe, as that disruption will be used onto Bone 7. And now in the meantime in the backlines we do have Sedoy getting that spin off, but we do have Roger trying to get an initiation onto him. Sing Sing is thinking about going in. We do have Roger doing a little bit of work. And let's see, as Slashlow will once again go back in, gets controlled up by Bone 7. We do have the Kun getting a jump onto Vanscott. Vanscott will be controlled, and he will be taken down, as that arrow will finish off the job. So that will be 2 people from Flipside dropping down. And yeah, Kaipi, they get 2 very, very big kills once again. And Slashlow, he just got that blink online, so like if you can't do anything with your blink timing, then you don't really have a chance to do anything at all. The Sven in the bottom lane, they get hit by that Sun Trick. Wasn't enough to actually take him down though, and he will just regen off of the creeps with that Helm of Dominator regen, and you know, he still has that BKB 10-second charge available, so he hasn't really lost anything. In the meantime, we do have the Ricky getting spotted out, as that Sentry did find him, so Kaipi, once again, they do punish this Ricky, and this Ricky has really been poor this game. He's been getting killed over and over. He's continuously getting found, and 1-5 and 1-4 and 5. Not really the best Ricky game in the world, but I guess it's still better than Slashlow sitting on 1-5 and 0. 1 kill being had, and that's the only participation he's had this game. So definitely the Axe is the broken knee on Flipside. Alright, Vanscott gets hit by an arrow, and yeah, he's very guys, the Kun, you have an agent, my friend, just kill him. I guess he wanted to give the kill to Sing Sing, but I mean, when you're pushing high ground, that's not the time to be like a good team player giving the kills to your core heroes. However, I guess, you know, it just gives a couple of seconds to Vanscott. They will try and get that tier 3 tower, but Bone 7 needs to be a little bit careful. It's obvious that with the initiation from Slashlow, there we go. BKB will be popped. He's dropping very low though, and maybe, okay, he gets a kill onto the Axe. The Aegis does get popped down. Bone 7 is very, very low. He will almost drop down as that invisibility will keep him alive. We do have the Ricky trying to get a kill, but he does get hit by the stun, and now the Coon goes back in. Even without the Aegis, he's just fine. He gets a kill onto the Ricky as well, and that is a 4 for no trade. They almost get the tier 3 tower as well, and Kaipi, you know, using the last drops of that Aegis, not even getting to pop it. They will be very, very happy with that. They get pretty much 2,000 gold more going that way, and most importantly, the Sven does not drop down there. He was very close to dying, but it didn't happen. He will have the Satanic coming online as the next item, just tanking up, as he has more than enough damage on him right now, so he doesn't really need anything like the Crystallises. He just needs to tank up. He just needs to survive, and the Satanic will be able to make him do that. Alright, and the Coon does have a 4-staff complete now as well. We do have the Blink Dagger coming online soon by Mirana, but he actually decided to go for the Trout Boots before getting the Blink. A little bit interesting to go for the Boots of Trouts before that, but I guess if he just wants to farm the next like 5 minutes anyways, I guess Bots is not the worst item to get first, and then just get Blink afterwards. The Lina has his Arcane Boots available, nothing else of great value on him, as Sanctity Bambo is the one getting most of the farm. He has his Eel Scepter completed. Yeah. And on flip side, we do have the Axe slowly trying to get that Blade Mill going. He is trying to go into the mid lane, you know, maybe getting a jump on someone, but they are keeping themselves rather defensive on Kaipi's side. The Invoker is trying to get his Acronym set as the next item. He needs 1500 more gold to complete it, so, you know, 3-4 minutes of farming, then that should be up and available. Sidoi on the Juggernaut finally has his Mantis all completed. He did decide to go for the full Manta and not fall back onto the Battle Fury, but currently, I mean, I guess getting a Battle Fury may be a little bit too risky at this point, because they're pretty much in the position where the next Roshan will be the high ground push from Kaipi, where they're trying to end the game. So considering how far behind they already are, he should just get like a big damage item, something like a Skull Basher maybe will help. The Fusion Blade is also a great fighting item, but you know, whatever can help him right now. Alright, Bone 7 goes in. Sidoi will be the target. He's trying to find an initiation on him. He will get the Stormhammer, he will get the hit onto him, and now let's see if he can get the kill. Sidoi, double tap, one more hit will do the trick, as he will be taken down, but Sever getting a soul kill to Sidoi. In the meantime, we do have the Axe already dropping down on flip side, and we do have the Ricky following up, as Kaipi with the 4 other heroes that do find the kills elsewhere on the map. We do have Tamer Wild trying to farm in the mid lane, and he quickly gets jumped on, as he was staying for a little bit too long. He will be taken down, as that is a 4-man death on flip side. Vanskor, you know, he's sitting in the base. He's like, team, where did my team go? But either way, you know, Kaipi once again winning a small engagement, and now it's 23-7. But they do get a jump onto the Vanskor illusions, as those illusions didn't have a chance. Vanskor, he actually gets 4-staffed forward by the Coon. The Coon makes a cheeky play, 4-staffing Vanskor into him. And that was a beautiful play, as that will be the death of Vanskor, trying to make some damage, trying to do some damage onto the Coon, but in the end he pays with his life. So all 5 people dead on the flip side, and they do get a tier 2 tower as well. So Kaipi, you know, slowly and surely just making that lead bigger and bigger and bigger. 10,000 net worth lead so far. So yeah, it's looking pretty grim for flip side, I must be honest. And you know, 8,000 net worth lead from Bone 7. I'm pretty sure that even he cannot manage to throw this game. The Satanic as well online. He does go for the push in the bottom lane with the tier 3 tower being down now. Oh, he gets a double stun, and that will be 1 person down, 2 people down, as he does get the axe as well. So Ricky, the Metal Rax will be taken down in the bottom lane. The Range Rax will be taken down alongside that, and now Flipside fighting with 3 people that do not have any buybacks available on either of those 2 heroes. So that will be 1 set of racks taken down, and now Bone 7 goes in again. Alright. The Omnisize does get used on him, and that was the full-on Omnisize being used on Bone 7. He still survives. He does pop that Satanic. Doesn't really get that many hits off with it, but he will be able to survive. They will be able to get the kill onto Vanskor as well, so that was looking very close to him dying, but in the end he does survive. Tamer Wild does get healed up. They will try to make the initiation. A nice smoke cloud from Roger will keep him alive for now, as he's, you know, just walking around the towers. The Coon gets a 4-star off. We do have Sven being a little bit scared about going in, as obviously the Satanic is on cooldown for 7 more seconds, so he needs to wait a little bit before going YOLO. And in the meantime, we do have Sexy Bambo being very deep in the base, and he ends up getting killed. Alright, Slacho gets initiated on. taking a lot of damage, and he will be killed by Sing Sing. They don't even give any room for the taunt to come online. Sidoi does try and go in. We do have the Coon getting disrupted up, getting control of by Vanskol. They may be able to get that kill. Sidoi getting stunned up, a nice stun there, and now Bone 7 goes back in with the BKB up and available again. They do get the kill onto the Tamer Wild Invoke again, and now they will be back in the base. Oh, the Laguna Blade for no tail. He doesn't care at this point, as Sing Sing blinks forward, and he will get the kill onto the Juggernaut. They will get the kill onto the Vanskol as well on the Shadow Demon, and now it's Ricky against the world. You know, it's a hard life to be a Ricky sometimes. You just have to kill everyone. Alright, so the tier 2 tower in the top lane will be taken down by Kaipi as they go for the safe approach. They have already, you know, killed Kaipi, killed Flipside like at least like 4 or 5 times this game, so I guess they're giving them a little bit of a breathing room before they take the base, but they do have almost a 20,000 net worth lead at this point, so it's looking almost impossible for Kaipi to lose this, as Sven is sitting on 6,000 gold. He can buy a full Daedalus and pretty much still have enough for buyback. He may consider going for like a moonshot so he has room for the Aegis, but we'll see. As the Slarla does have a gem available as well, almost enough gold to buy a BKB. He has had Brown Boots the whole game, a little bit surprising, but who cares? The Marana has his Ghost Scepter available with the Blink and almost enough gold to buy the Ethereal Blade as well, so a lot of farm on him. Lina has the Aether Lens plus Blink, and our good friend Elden Titan Sexy Bamboo has his Ghost Scepter completed now. Flipside, however, Slaslo is still trying to complete that blade mill, and it just seems like it's taking longer and longer as now he gets killed in the mid lane. One more death on him, and you know, whenever they feel like they can just get a couple of creeps, it's just like never happening. Vanskol does get hit by that arrow. Sing Sing will move in, gets another kill going, and that will be 2 people dead on Flipside. And now it's 5 against 3. Bone 7 moves in, tries to go on the high ground, tries to push in. He does go for the tier 3 tower. Sing Sing does follow up with him, and they will be able to try and take the tier 3 tower down as Bone 7 needs to be a little bit careful. He doesn't have a BKB available anymore, but he's still very, very tanky, so he should be feeling pretty fine. And the Ricky gets healed up, gets Echo Stormed up as well, and he will be in control. We do have Bone 7 going very deep, gets a kill onto the Tamer Wild on the Invoker. Now Sidor in the backgrounds will be getting gone on. He does have the Omni Slash available. Spin will be used. He will try and survive this, and he will be successful doing so. In the meantime, we do have Bone 7 and Sexy Bamboo taking the ranks in the middle lane, and now they go for the top lane afterwards, or maybe just the GG push as there's only 3 people standing on Flipside. They do have the Omni Slash with the Diffusal Blade on Sidoi on the Juggernaut, but yeah, you know, YOLO smoke. This is the last attempt. Blink in, get that call off, and they will be able to get a call on Sing Sing as well as Bone 7. Omni Slash will be used as well. Slashdown gets taken down straight off the bat, and Sidoi will be taken down with him. Vanskol on the backlands will be Echo Stomped up, will be Earth Spreaded up by the other side, and he's very dead. GG will be called as Flipside. They tried, but they just couldn't do it. Alright, GG, well played, guys. I hope you enjoyed the series. Kaipi, they will win the series 2-0, so they will be the first finalists in Pro Dota Cup Season 9 as what's it called, Flipside. They have to fight their way